up, everybody? Hope you enjoyed the demo. Chance here, got my 070R in today from Aristides. Waited 6 months, so I wanted to go ahead and give you guys my first impressions on the guitar and talk about Aristides, the company, for a bit. Aristides is a custom guitar company out of Haarlem, Netherlands, overseas company. They have been around for a while now. I believe that they actually started producing the material called Arium that they make their guitars out of in 1995, and they actually started producing guitars for people in 2007. Don't quote me on that though. If you want, go check out the history on their website. Very informative. Arium was the material they came up with to replace wood in guitars. It's got a lot of benefits. Looks good, sounds good, feels good, and more importantly, some of the awesome benefits it comes with is the fact that it's a lot more resonant, so it brings a really awesome sound to the table. You can't really tell by the camera probably, but when you're playing it and you're hearing it in person, you can just tell that it's a lot more resonant than your typical wood body guitar. The other great benefit is when you have typical wood guitars and you're going from climate to climate, you have to worry about your neck warping and whatnot. Wood's very affected by different climate changes. Arium is not like that. It's not affected by that in any way, so you don't have to worry about constantly resetting up your guitars. And like I said before, looks good, sounds good, and feels good. They have tons of different models. They have a 060, 070, 080, 6, 7, and 8 string. They have 5-string basses, which I believe they're also coming out with another model of a bass. And then they also have multi-scale versions and headless versions. They have different style bodies too. They have a PT style guitar. The way that they make these guitars is they pour the material Arium, which I would say is like a resin fiberglass material, into a single mold, and you get a really nice single body guitar mold out of it. And they basically have figured out a way also with this new line of guitars they call raw guitars, which is what I have here, to go ahead and dye that mold as they pour it in so that you can get whatever color you want and you don't actually have to get yourself a fully painted guitar. They look awesome, and the benefit of that is you get a really cool raw look to it, and if you were to chip your guitar, you don't have to necessarily worry about it because it's not going to be very noticeable, because this entire material, this whole body, is one single color. Unlike a painted guitar, when you chip it, you're going to see whatever color is underneath. But their painted guitars, however, are phenomenal. If you want to check out their Instagram, they have a amazing gallery of just different custom painted guitars from different customers. They really let their customers just kind of run wild with their imagination. They do custom inlays. Whatever you could possibly come up with, they'll do. Definitely suggest checking that out. But the raw guitars will save you time, your build time. This took me 6 months, and they will save you some money as well. Quite a bit of money depending on what paint job you're originally looking at. And they're just, if you're going to go up on stage with an Aristides, feel better about having a raw, because you're not going to feel so bad about sweating on it, throwing it around, worry about getting it chipped and whatnot. As far as packing goes, they packed it great. It was completely safe. When they send you these guitars, I kind of want to go over what they send you with the guitar in. They send it to you in a gig bag, a mono gig bag, in fact, with the Aristides logo on them. I mean, not, you know, most people don't want to use gig bags if they're torn, but this has a pretty hard outer shell to it. It's got this nice little headlock inside. They send you a custom Aristides guitar strap. It's strap locking as well. They send you a couple different tools, free picks, as well as the pickups, whatever you decide to get. Bare Knuckles sent me an extra pack of strings, which was nice. And then the coolest part to me was they send you this nice little wallet here with a certificate of authenticity inside. Pretty cool. As far as some more custom options that you can get with these guitars, I'll go ahead and start to go over mine. You can configure electronics however and wherever you want on your guitar. You can pick any kind of pickups out. I mean, as long as they're out there, you can request to put them in there. You can get multiple different styles of bridges, Floyd Rose, Evertune, typical hip shop bridge. They don't offer like your floating bridge, but still plenty of options. And then they have They're custom-made locking tuners on here. I'm pretty sure you can request different tuning pegs. I'm not sure though, so don't quote me on that either. As far as my guitar goes, I got the single volume knob here. It's push-pull for the coil split, the 3-way switch, and I went and got a button kill switch as well. I went with the typical bridge on here. Got your bare knuckle pickups, the Aftermath versions with the battle-worn covers. As far as the strings go, just custom strings I got, 10 to 68s. You can request whatever brand of strings you want to put on there as well. Like I said, Aristides custom locking tuners. Added a fret love on there as well. The setup was amazing. I mean, it plays amazing, feels amazing. The bodies themselves are more like a really thin Ibanez guitar, which I love. I generally play Schecters, and the neck is a little bit thinner than like your thin C neck, which I was looking for that. I was wanting to go a little bit more thin. Feels great with the raw guitars too. It's got that really beautiful satin finish on the back, so it's really easy to play. If you get painted guitars, you can obviously, they do a satin finish on the back for you too, so your hands aren't sticking on there when you're doing leads. Just give you one look over this real quick. I didn't go for the dots on my fretboard. I just went with the 070 inlay. You can always change the color of this too. I went with black. But as I said, tons of custom options. You can change the single bolts on here to a different color if you want. I see people get like alternating gold screws on their bridges. I mean, tons of different options. They really do whatever you want them to. The first impressions though, opened it up, was stunned. Quality control was amazing. The fretwork on this is amazing. I mean, these guitars will run you about, you know, around $3,000. I think mine ran me about $3,000. So you expect the best, and they definitely give you the best. Not sure if I went over the fretboard and what it's made out of just yet, but it is actually made out of a material. It's Richlite, which that's not uncommon. I know some other guitar companies use Richlite, but it's not made out of wood either. At one point they did use just ebony, I believe. So now their guitars, none of it's made out of. There's not a piece of wood in these guitars at all. But as I was saying about the quality control, phenomenal. As you can just see, it's got a clear cover in the back. The raw guitars have a clear cover. The painted ones don't. I'm sure you could request it if you wanted, but it's a little blurry because of the cover, but the wiring, I mean, they take pride in their work for sure. You can also request to get, like I said, an Evertune, which will actually add a little bump here to the back of your guitar, but not big. And then you can get if you want to get active pickups, obviously that's a possibility too. They actually offer rechargeable active pickups, so you'll have a little USB port in there. I've seen a couple guitars like that. I went with the passives though, and just overall, beautiful guitar. I went over Aristides a bit, the guitar, what it came with, and that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the demo. Hope you guys enjoyed my quick review. I know I've only owned this for less than 24 hours now, but my first impressions are great. I've been excited about this for 6 months now. I did want to go over the customer service real quick though. Customer service was phenomenal. What sold me on this, instead of other companies, other custom guitar companies you hear of, is the customer service. The moment you order one, they reach out to you immediately. You put a down payment of half of whatever the guitar is worth, and then you pay the other half at the end. Shout out to Brandon Wall, because he was the guy that reached out to me personally as soon as I ordered a guitar. If you want to get changes done throughout the process, as long as it's still physically possible, they'll get it done. They're super polite, super nice. If you email them, they email you back right away. They handle any questions and all questions that you have. And I mean, if you have an idea, they'll help you work on it too. You know, they won't leave you to do it on your own. I originally was going to get a painted guitar, but I was worried about how the white was going to look, because I really wanted just a straight white. He told me he suggested the raw finish, told me the benefits of that, and that was cheaper, and I was like, well, let's do it. And I'm glad that I did. You're starting to see more and more people order these guitars too. I mean, they've been around for a while, but for instance, Guitar Player for Spirit Box has one. I ordered one because one of my favorite bands, Alt, posted a playthrough video, and he was playing one, and I saw the guitar, I saw the 070, and that's kind of where my research started on it. But other than customer service, I believe that was about it. Phenomenal. Don't think you're going to find a better customer service anywhere. I've heard the horror stories about people ordering custom guitars, can't ever get a hold of them after you make that original order, and then next thing you know, they send you a picture of your guitar and it's may not even be what you want. But they actually send you pictures on Dropbox. They give you a Dropbox link every single time that they get a process done on your guitar, and it is phenomenal. So it's really an experience from start to finish. They make the process really nice, stress-free. The guitar build weights are about, I want to say, like 4 to 6 months for a raw finish, like 8 to 9 months for a painted guitar. Those times may have changed. I believe at one point before the pandemic they had it down to 3 to 5 for raw finishes, and then the coronavirus hit. So, but all in all, guys, love this guitar. Super excited to start learning how to incorporate this kill switch into some of my songs, and excited to keep playing this bad boy. So glad you checked out the video. Go check out Aristides' Instagram, Facebook. If you're looking at getting one, if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Facebook or whatnot, and that'll be it.